Hi, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here. I'd like to start off by you introducing yourself and telling us what you do and the projects that you've collaborated with Stone Art.
Okay. Well, the office you're in is in Beglin, it's Beglin Woods Architects.
Okay.
I'm Beglin and my partner is Simon. That's Beglin Woods. We are architects, interior designers, project managers, and we have a staff of maybe 10, 15 people. There are 4 directors, myself and Simon, and 2 girls, Catherine and Kunal. And we provide architectural consultancy, supervision, project management, and interior design services, mostly to Nairobi, and sometimes out of Nairobi.
Could you kindly tell us some of the works you've collaborated with Stone Art Kenya?
Stone Art have been here since 2010.
Yes.
I think we bumped into Stone Art in about 2015, and we started with smaller projects because they had a limited range of products, mostly flooring, and mostly marble, mostly granite. But as Stone Art then developed their product range, we followed them, and we now use them for stone cladding. We've just finished a hotel in Westlands for Dusit, which is they did all the stone work there, external cladding, etc. And we did a very, very large private house in Karen, where we used travertine marble in all of the bathrooms, and that was so successful that the client decided to use travertine throughout the house. And then when it came into the outside areas, we used a different type of stone for all the landscape pathways and balustrades for the handrails, etc. And we're now doing a house up in Spring Valley, and this will be our first time with you looking at mechanical fixing, because he wants to use big pieces of stone, big pieces, and they can't be put on, they've got to be fixed mechanically. And that will be the beginning of us working with you on mechanical fixing, hopefully for other buildings.
So kindly tell us what are some of the unique styles you think as an architect stand today in the market.
It's hard to say. I mean, everybody has a style. In earlier days, when I came to Kenya first, 50 years ago, 45 years ago, there was a very limited range of materials. So you were very, very restricted in what you could do. You did buildings like this with natural local stone and local metal, etc. But in the last 20 or 30 years, because of computers have now allowed design to be very, very different. So you now have buildings which are not straight lines anymore. They curve, and the shapes you make are very, very different, and the materials you make are very, very different. And even in your business, I mean, when you do these inserts into floors and these brass inserts into tables, whatever, that's only possible now in the last few years because of the machinery and the cutting. There was a time that was all done by hand, and it was very, very expensive. But now the uniqueness is changing all the time.
So as an architect, since you worked with Stone Art before, what are some of the products you recommend to your clients?
As I said, we're starting now looking at cladding. Previously, particularly in commercial buildings, the only option for cladding was a plaster finish. And because of the rain and because of dust and smoke and everything, a building starts looking dirty after a very short time. So the only 2 materials I can think of to clad a building are 3 materials: are glass, metal and stone. Metal is I don't like it because it's not sturdy enough, and glass becomes very, very expensive. So now we're looking at stone cladding, particularly mechanically fixed stone, where the water can run down the outside and then go into the joint and run down the inside. It's called a rain screen, and that we will do a lot of. We will also do a lot more in interior work of integration of materials, like insetting brass into marble and doing marble patterns in a marble floor, because the the cutting and the machinery now is catching up, so that can be used. We're also very, very interested on high quality projects in using granite for roads. That's a new thing because it's just, I mean, the granite in a road has been used in Europe, and it can last for 1,000 years, you know. So that's something we're looking at as well.
So would you definitely recommend stone art to other people to come and check us out?
Yes, of course. I mean, stone art have a very established position in the market. They've got an extremely convincing showroom where you can go and you can bring a client. Many of the, let's say, your competitors don't have the physical products. They can import it if you want, but they can rarely show you anything. But anything we need to do, we would discuss it with Stone Art first and agree that what we're going to do, and then we bring our client, and the client comes and he looks, and we change things around. Sometimes our interior designers have their own ideas. But we're beginning now to find that Stone Art is becoming a very comprehensive kind of a company to work with, and we will broaden out the range of products we're looking at, and we're always watching Stone Art develop their new products, because every couple of months they come up with something new. Sure. And we will go along with that as long as we can. Yes.